Guys, before I ramble on and rant about how disappointed I am with Bayonetta 3, I just want to let you all know that it has nothing to do with the whole Helena Taylor and Jennifer Hale and Platinum Games fiasco. Um, because honestly, I saw right through her lies from the very get go. I had a feeling that she was lying, and she was being a bitch and claiming that she owns Bayonetta. Like, you don't own shit, bitch. You're you provided the voice for a video game character. Like, shut up. It's not like you portrayed or acted as Bayonetta. It's like a movie or something. And even then, you don't own the right to be that character all the time. But yeah, that's got nothing to do with it. Jennifer Hale actually does a pretty good job voicing Bayonetta. There's a little inflection change. But you really have to like hear it to notice it. But like that does sound like Bayonetta, so that is also not an issue that I had with the game. You know, I'm glad I bought this game physically because I am going to sell Bayonetta 3. I'm going to trade it in and buy something better, like God of War Ragnarok or the Callisto Protocol or something, because I have immense buyer's remorse. Um, I had just recently played through the first two Bayonetta games, and I replayed Bayonetta 1. I played it a long time ago on PS3 and I liked it. And I really liked it on playing on Wii U. I like Bayonetta 1 a lot. It's the best in the series still. Bayonetta 2 wasn't really a fan. They kind of changed the combat a bit to make it more like dodge happy. Like you have to like dodge constantly in the witch time and kind of annoying, but still a good game. Bayonetta 3. Wow, talk about infuriating level design. Infuriating. I don't even want to get into detail. It's not that the game is like too hard or anything. It's not. It's just the level design is so fucking cryptic and frustrating. The puzzles make no sense. I only made it like halfway through the game and I just wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't understanding the story. The story is even worse than the first two, which, you know, the stories in these games were never great to begin with, but like this one is so convoluted to me. I'm not following it whatsoever. It's completely convoluted. You keep switching back and forth between Bayonetta and this new girl, this kind of like punk rock girl named Viola, and I'm just not following it. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking online, and a lot of people are complaining about the ending. They're saying that like the ending is like horrible, and there's plot holes scattered throughout the whole game. And you know, I'm just thinking to myself, why am I still playing this? Why do I bother? I might as well just read a synopsis online. I might as well just watch the rest of the fucking playthrough online and trade in this towards God of War Ragnarok. I also have some problems involving technical issues, like the frame rate and the camera angles can be fucking awful at times. The worst in the series, technically speaking, narratively speaking, and maybe even combat speaking too. One thing I will say that I really like about Bayonetta 3 though is that you have these inferno demon summons that you can like summon forth giant monsters to help you out in each fight and stuff. And with Bayonetta you can't move while you're doing this. You're basically like controlling each individual demon that you summon, which is awesome. And when you play as Viola, you have one demon, and he kind of just like attacks random people while you're still able to attack and move with Viola. So you know it has the variety down. It has the gameplay and combat variety down, but it doesn't quite stick the landing because when you're playing as Bayonetta, you're completely exposed to anyone who isn't paying attention to the giant demon that you're controlling. So if you get hit just once, um, it snaps you out of it, and it gets rid of the demon, and it just breaks up your combo. And with Viola, you don't really have that problem. But what the hell is going on with the demon? Like, sometimes he just, like, stands in place or runs in place like he's stuck in terrain, like it's a bug. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What is going on here? Like, Bayonetta has bugs now? Like, one thing I'll say about Bayonetta 1 and 2 especially, is that there was basically no technical issues. It was just solid all around. But Bayonetta 3, this feels rushed. It feels half baked. I only made it like halfway through like the 8th chapter, so I might be like a little bit more than halfway through. But oh my god, man, I am not enjoying this one bit. I um I was gonna make a full length review, but you know what? Good riddance, because even if I was enjoying the game, I don't have time. I really don't. I mean, I'm working like 30 hours a week, and that also doesn't include the time that I take to go to group therapy or pick up my meds or, do other things in my life that I need to do. Like, my time for gaming right now is very restrictive. Like, I don't want to play games that I don't want to play. I want to play games that I think are really fun and enjoyable. Like, it's depressing. I'm very depressed that the Bayonetta series got worse and worse as they went along. It's supposed to be the other way around. But Bayonetta 1 had like that charm to it. It had that kind of Sega charm, that kind of like it has some arcadey moments. And even though it may not have been quite as polished as like the second one might be the best one in terms of like technical polish. The first one to me just stands out the most. It's the most fun to play. It feels the most original. Out of all the Bayonettas, that's the only one that I would ever be interested in playing again. Um, Bayonetta 3, I can't even finish. Like, it's so frustrating. I'm at this fucking desert part where there's quicksand, and you know what? I don't care how good a game is. The quicksand part is always the worst thing about a game. If there's quicksand in it, like Super Metroid, there's quicksand. Fuck that place. But speaking of Nintendo games, what is it with Nintendo games getting 10 out of 10s all over the place? I never understood it. Maybe I'm just not a big Nintendo fan, but I never understood why Legend of Zelda gets 10s no matter what it is, no matter what fucking Zelda game it is. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Breath of the Wild, 10. Even though it's an open world where it's kind of boring and your weapons break easily, so it's annoying when it's not being boring. Yeah, not a personal fan of that game. And Mario, and Bayonetta 3, I think it has like an 87 on Metacritic, and I don't see it. I don't see how this game deserves an 8.7 at all. I don't even know if it deserves a 7, you know? I mean, it could be a 7, maybe there's some extra stuff, or, it could be as low as a fucking 4 for all I care. I don't know, but I'm not really enjoying it at all, and I'm probably just going to trade it in. God of War Ragnarok has been getting really good reviews, and even though I'm not really hyped to play that game, it looks a little too samey. It's probably still fun to play. Like, I should have gotten God of War Ragnarok instead of Bayonetta 3. I should have just paid that extra $10 to play something that much better. Um, I guess I just wanted to make a Switch review, like a first time, for the first time, review a game on Switch. That I used my SD card that I bought a little while back, and export files on a USB stick from the SD drive, because I only have a Nintendo Switch Lite, and that doesn't come with a USB port, but it does have an SD card. Ah, man, I'm disappointed. I am just gonna get rid of this game. I might actually get rid of my Bayonetta 2 that comes with the first Bayonetta. It's got two CDs. I might get rid of all of them. You know, like if I want to play through Bayonetta 1 again, I'll probably buy that platinum combo that includes both Bayonetta 1 and Vanquish. Vanquish is a really good shooter. So if I ever want to play through Bayonetta 1 again, I'll probably just play through the remaster and Vanquish. It sucks because I actually do kind of like platinum games. Like I like Nier, you know, Bayonetta 1 is good. Babylon's Fall, on the other hand, is one of the worst games I've ever played, period. And I could only play it for like fucking half an hour, I swear to God. But Bayonetta 3 is just headache inducing to me. The frame rate, the camera problems, the confusing level design, like it expects you to know certain things that it literally does not introduce to you. There are certain mechanics that you never have realized that you have because the game doesn't really tell you that you could do this one thing, or it doesn't give you a tutorial on certain things that you need to do to progress. And I'm just like, I'm sick of having to like look online and watch whole fucking video walkthroughs of a game that I'm supposed to be playing. Like, why the fuck am I even playing it? I might as well just watch a let's play of it. This is why I typically don't like puzzle games. I mean, there are a few really good puzzle games here and there, like Inside, Limbo, Portal. Those are all nice and good, but games that feature like combat related games that also feature like platforming puzzles or weird mumbo jumbo, I just don't like. So yeah, guys, I am just disappointed with Bayonetta 3, and I was gonna make a review, but no. You know, honestly, I might just stop doing reviews because I really, like I said, I don't really have time to make full-length reviews anymore, and it's sad. I don't have time to make skits anymore. And this was actually going to turn into a pretty funny review. I already had a few funny things in mind, like the whole over-sexualization of Bayonetta, how her boobs, her cleavage, and her butt crack and her like really I can totally see myself doing like a fucking doppelganger tard, jizzing all over the fucking Switch Lite and the photo mode up the butt crack. Yeah, I actually had a couple of recordings finicking with the photo mode, having the game paused and like having her fucking butt crack like wide open, camera right in the crack. What is it with a lot of Japanese developers and their perversion? Like, a lot of Japanese developers are perverts. Like, look at Soul Calibur. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, you got like Ivy with the big fucking tits and the ass, and she has almost no clothes at all. Like, she's practically fucking naked. And her boobs jiggle, and fucking Tacky's boobs jiggle, and her nipples are poking out of her dress. Like, what the? Come on, man. Like, really? Like, this is just so fucking, like, borderline offensive, but. Yeah. Bayonetta, I'm done with Bayonetta. I'm done with it as a series. If I ever want to play through Bayonetta 1 again, if I'm ever feeling nostalgic to play a Bayonetta game, I'll just play the remaster of Bayonetta 1 with Vanquish. Oh my god. I'm trying to think of what else I don't like about Bayonetta 3. I mean, it's not a bad game, like it's not terrible or anything. I just find it frustrating and dull in certain parts. Bayonetta 2 I found was pretty dull in a lot of areas too, but not to this extent. Not to this extent. Anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna withdraw a final score. Hypothetically, if I had pushed through and I had witnessed that awful ending and the plot holes, I'd probably give it like a 6 or maybe like a 5 out of 10, 5 or 6 out of 10. Um, yeah, I don't like it. It's not a bad game. It's even a good game in certain parts. I just don't like it. I don't like playing it, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I think that's it for this rant, guys. I just needed to get that off my chest. I'm going to sell these games. I'm going to trade it in. I might actually play the campaign of Call of Duty Vanguard. I'll trade that in. I'll probably trade in Rainbow Six Extraction. I played the shit out of that, but I only have like 2 more trophies to get that platinum. So I might play Extraction a little bit more, even though it's repetitive as fuck. And trade all that in towards either a Black Friday deal, because by the time I do finish those, it'll be Black Friday. Or I could just trade them in and get God of War Ragnarok. We'll see. Stay tuned to find out about that, because I am planning on making a Black Friday video next. So, yeah. Thank you for watching.
The Gamer Gods!
Fail!